Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing how I made this cupped over bust corset. This was a commission work I gradually started working on around December of 2020. This was the mock-up I sent to my customer for a long distance fitting. This particular one was my fourth mock-up. You can see the alterations on the sides which will need to be changed on my pattern. This was my first time making a cupped corset. I'm not gonna lie, I was quite intimidated with the process, but after a lot of trial and error, I'm really happy with the outcome. Around my third mock-up, I came around these super helpful tutorials by Royal Black Couture. I strongly suggest these for anyone looking to master the cups or anything corset related. So starting with my base, those are all my pieces ready to sew. I am using a black satin fabric interfaced twice with an heavy fusible interfacing, and I also sewn a light cotton fabric on the back of each piece to serve as my boning channels, except for the cups pieces. My lining has already been assembled. Starting with my front section, sewing at 1.5 cm and double stitching to create a stronger seam. After cutting at the waist and pressing my seam open, I am top stitching on both sides of the seam. I'm cutting the extra seam allowance to remove any bulky area. And now sewing the boning channel. I've inserted the boning off camera, but I'll be repeating this process for every section of my corset. Now it's time to overlay my sections with the chiffon fabric, starting with the front panel. Now for the back panels, creating a mirror effect. For the sides, I decided to print only the wings details. I loved how they looked and really wanted more of them on the corset. After sewing around all my sections, this is how it looks. I'm ready to assemble everything together. Now for the cups. I traced a 1 cm seam allowance which I will cut, pin and press. The cups consist of an outer piece, and inside I'm using a regular bra cup or padding for structure. I'm assembling both together. Then I sewed my lining to the cups, clipping off small triangles, pressing, turning to the right side, and sewing everything together. Joining my cups to the corset. Little reminder here to check out Royal Black Couture if you'd like a much more in-depth tutorial on how to make a cupped corset. I'm adding a bone casing tape on the inside to insert the underwire. I'm sewing this by hand so that nothing is apparent on the right side. Now I can finish the corset by assembling the lining to all of this, starting with the back to create boning channels. For binding, I'll be using the black satin fabric for the top edge and the chiffon print backed with a light cotton for the bottom edge, finishing everything by hand. Now for the embellishment, my client and I decided to go with this bright gold floral. I initially wanted to use this brown blend of lace that I tested here, but later we decided not to use it. Let me know what you guys think about this first attempt. I'm cutting the mesh all around and preparing my pieces to then test out possibilities of placement on the bust area. Now that we're happy with the placement, I start by sewing long stitches just to stabilize the lace in place and to be able to remove the pins. This will make it easier to hand stitch around every details later. And now a full day of hand stitching for me. So here it is. I'm in love with the final result. I am really satisfied with my first attempt at making a cupped corset. Hopefully this video was inspiring for you and helpful. So see you guys soon.